Thanks for joining us. I'm Sam Shocker. The Chief Justice of the U.S. Supreme Court is letting President Donald Trump remove a member of the Federal Trade Commission without just cause. It is the latest in a string of high-profile firings the Supreme Court is allowing for now. Trump first moved to fire Rebecca Slaughter in the spring, but lower courts ordered her to be reinstated. That was after she sued, citing the law allows commissioners to be removed only for problems like misconduct or neglect of duty. The Justice Department has argued the FTC and other executive branch agencies are under Trump's control, and the Republican president is free to remove commissioners without cause. The Supreme Court is also clearing the way for federal agents to do sweeping immigration operations in Los Angeles. This morning, justices lifted a restraining order that had barred agents from stopping people solely based on their race, language, job, or location. U.S. citizens had been swept up in immigration stops and took legal action. Trump's Republican administration argued the order wrongly restricted agents carrying out its widespread crackdown on illegal immigration. Denver nonprofits and immigration advocates are rushing to help hundreds of Venezuelans fill out paperwork for temporary protected status, also known as TPS. That status allows them to stay and work in the United States. It comes after the Trump administration revoked the TPS program. A California judge ruled that was unlawful, and the Department of Justice has appealed. It means people have until tomorrow to apply to extend their TPS. Andrea Ryle with the nonprofit Hope Has No Borders helped 350 people fill out the extension paperwork this weekend.
It still did the damage. There are still hundreds of thousands of people who were not able to file for their extension because they don't know, they don't trust our system. They don't know if it's going to work or if it functions or if it's real.
And no matter what the higher courts decide, those who miss the deadline risk losing their TPS. And the Trump administration is also now asking the Supreme Court for an emergency order to keep billions of dollars in foreign aid frozen. The crux of the legal fight is the nearly $5 billion in congressionally approved aid that President Trump says he will not spend. But the law states the president needs the Supreme Court to okay not spending that money. Last week, a U.S. district judge ruled the administration's decision to withhold the funding was likely illegal. And finally, this morning, a federal appeals court upheld the civil jury's decision requiring Donald Trump to pay $83 million to E. Jean Carroll. The court ruled the damages are fair and reasonable. The award stems from President Trump's repeated social media attacks against Carroll after she accused him of sexual assault in the 1990s. A separate jury also awarded Carroll $5 million in a 2023 sexual assault and defamation case. Well, someone has been messing with Colorado's thermostat because the heat is being turned back up. How hot will it get? Here's Chris Bianchi with our 9 News Weather Impact team. Hey, Chris.
Hey, Sam. Yeah, you're exactly right. That thermostat going up and down. And Sam, by the way, fun fact, if you think that's crazy, consider that 5 years ago today, it snowed 1 to 4 inches around the Denver area. And more than that, that was September the 8th of 2020. 5 years ago today, it snowed, and we had our earliest freeze on record. 3 days before that, it was 101, which was our latest 100-degree temperature on record. So we went from 101 to snow in the span of about 60 hours 5 years ago today. I know a lot of you at home going, oh, yeah, I remember that one. If you were here at the time, you definitely remember that event. And of course, unfortunately, with that, we had this huge front that moved through. It whipped up the Cameron Peak fire as well. Holyoke right now, it's looking pretty nice out there. Safe for us here in the Denver area, low to mid 80s for us around the metro area. Temperatures heading up into the 80s, upper 80s later on this afternoon. Low to mid 80s for us around eastern Colorado, 60s and 70s for the most part. In the high country today, we'll top out at 87 degrees, mostly sunny skies, few gusty showers and storms. Right now, radar's pretty quiet, but later on this afternoon, we will see some showers and storms move on in between 2 and 7 p.m. More details on those and a look at your full 7-day outlook and when we might cool down coming up in just a few minutes.
Chris, thank you. The search for a missing paddleboarder in Horsetooth Reservoir has turned into a recovery mission. Poudre Fire and Larimer County Sheriff's deputies began the search Sunday afternoon after a report of a person falling off of a paddleboard as a storm moved through. Deputies say that person was not wearing a life jacket. Divers are now searching for their body. Chevron says it's finally capped the abandoned gas well that had been leaking near Gailton in Weld County over the weekend. No one was hurt or evacuated, but schools in the town temporarily called off when it started leaking in early April. Chevron says it released water and hydrocarbons, which are the basis of many fuels that can lead to serious health problems. Chevron has not said how much hydrocarbon was released. Dozens of items collected in the JonBenet Ramsey case are now being tested for DNA. It's part of a renewed effort to find the 6-year-old's killer. JonBenet's family told all this to our news partners at the Denver Gazette. It has been nearly 3 decades since the child was strangled to death inside her home in Boulder. The girl's family didn't say exactly what is being retested, only that it's happening at the Colorado Bureau of Investigation. The Denver Gazette reports that JonBenet's family met with Boulder Police Chief Stephen Redfern for an update on the case. It was the second time in 8 months that Boulder police have talked about the case with the Ramsey family.